Hello, everyone. Greetings from Germany, Deutschland. My name is Svetlana Mucha, and I am the leading matchmaker and dating coach at Diolli.com. And today, with me, I have beautiful executive director of Diolli.com, Katerina Romanenko, and she's in Kharkov, Ukraine. And we would like to bring up a very important topic because Katerina has mentioned that so many men ask this question when they first reach out to our matchmaking service. So we would like to talk about matchmaking guarantees, what guarantees a matchmaker can give you, a professional matchmaker. I think we devoted several videos, and recently we have devoted a podcast to this topic. And by the way, every week we share a new podcast. If you want to get more practical dating tips and advice, and if you don't mind to listen to me and Katerina talking about dating for like 40 minutes plus, I encourage you to subscribe to our podcast, SoundCloud, Apple Podcasts. You can find our podcast everywhere. I will leave the links. And of course, if you are new to this channel, to this YouTube channel, first of all, press the like to this video, subscribe to our channel. Because you don't want to miss 2 new videos every week with practical dating tips and advice, and of course with interesting dating stories. So Katerina, I will stop talking. I will sip my coffee from my beautiful cup with a heart, and I will let you jump into this topic, matchmaking guarantees.
Hello, everyone. I'm also happy to film this video today, and we decided to bring up a very popular topic because our potential clients very often they ask us what kind of guarantees we can give them. And to be honest, they ask exactly, can you guarantee that I will be married in the end of the matchmaking process, or that I will meet my better half? So what kind of guarantee you can give?
My favorite is, can you guarantee that I will fall in love?
Mm-hmm. And, you know, of course, let's be honest, all people, when they buy some goods, services, everything, we like to get any guarantees. So, for example, if you buy a refrigerator, we want to get a guarantee that during 3 years, they will change it if something will be broken, if it doesn't work. So the shop will change this refrigerator, and so on. There are different guarantees that we face with during our life, and so we think that when we buy any service, we can get similar guarantee that it will be successful. And yes, it's very popular guarantee that people are asking is that, can you guarantee that I will be married or that I will fall in love? So, you know, sometimes when I open such email and see this question, for several minutes, I stop and think, does this person understand how strange it sounds when he or she is asking, can you guarantee that I will fall in love? So have you ever met in your life a person or anyone who can guarantee you that you will fall in love, for example? I understand the desire.
Katerina, I once received an email. I don't know how my email got into this spam marketing advertisement, but there is an email and they have guaranteed a wife. So the email was written that a dating service, and we will continue introducing you till you get married. And to me, it was like a thread. So we will be there and you must get married. So of course, I think that marketer or a person who has created that email and that motto, probably they wanted it to sound catchy and attractive, but it was, in my opinion, as a professional matchmaker, it was a huge turn off. Or maybe we will work till you get married.
Or maybe these companies, they have never worked with real people. Sometimes I think so. Yes, so they just exist. They want to attract some clients, but they have never worked with real people if they can guarantee you that they will introduce you until you get married. It's very strange. It reminds a situation when, for example, a person is coming to language school and they can guarantee you that in 2 years you will speak English.
Katerina, in 3 weeks, literally just recently, I
Yes.
saw on Instagram that 3 weeks and you will be able to communicate in English.
It sounds strange, and I think that the same people who are asking about matchmaking guarantees, they also will say that it's strange how they can guarantee me that I will speak English. Or another situation is, for example, a person is coming to a new gym and they can guarantee that in 2 months you will be minus 15 kilos. So they can guarantee not only that you will go to this gym. So they take this responsibility instead of you, that you will go there, you will eat healthy, and then you will lose this 15 kilos. It sounds strange. Who can guarantee you your behavior? It's impossible. So you can think about it. How can they say instead of me that I will come to the gym 3 times a week, that I will stop eating burgers, I will eat only healthy food, I will not eat sweets, I will not eat after 6 p.m., for example? How they can guarantee this? So what they can guarantee you, that it will be a good quality gym, that there will be professional trainers, they will pay attention to you, how you do all the exercises. So they can give you the base, and if you take it, if you implement it into your life, if you will do everything that they recommend you to do, then only then you can get the result that they promise. But as you see, the biggest part of responsibility is on you, because if you don't do everything they say, if you don't use all their recommendations, you will not get a result. As the same as here, what we can do from our side, we can make a good quality search. We can introduce you to really great potential matches that will
We will be excited to meet you.
Yes, that will fit your criteria of research, that we, by the way, will put into the official agreement. So it will be officially the criteria of research that we discuss with you. They will be interested to be introduced to you. So, and we will give you all the necessary coaching and recommendations that are based on our 14 years of successful experience.
It will be 15 in September, so very soon.
And that is based on our successful experience, on our knowledge of our culture, of dating in general. So we will give you all this, but we will not go on a date instead of you. We can't influence your behavior anyhow. And
no, we can give tips. We can give tips, and we can share what sides or what parts of your attitude and behavior actually prevent you from getting the results you want.
Mm-hmm. Yes, so you will get. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I wanted to give 2 examples really quickly. You have talked about criteria and about coaching. And sometimes gentlemen, when they discuss the criteria with us, they are not 100% honest. It has happened with us multiple times over 14 years, because people are people. When, for example, we tell the gentleman who is 56 that looking for a lady like in her early 30s is very unrealistic. There won't be ladies who would be interested in you for all their good reasons. Okay, maybe there is a girl who is 32, has 3 kids and mortgage, and she struggles and she will marry anyone. But like dating someone desperate, it's not a good base of a solid relationship, healthy relationship. So, for example, we signed this gentleman discussing with him that, okay, 10 years of an age gap, it will be tough, but we will introduce you to ladies who would be like 10, maybe even 12 years younger, who would be excited to meet you. And then when he goes out on dates, he's disappointed, because he thought that during the process, we will change our mind.
Mm-hmm.
And we will see how awesome he is, how useful he is, and we will start introducing him to ladies in their 30s. And what we have written in the contract, it can be changed and negotiated. Of course, I always feel, I think the whole team feels disappointed when this happens because we invest lots of time, lots of energy, lots of passion into getting him the date. Ladies are excited to meet him, and he deceives all these people. He deceives himself, thinking that they will change their mind. Or another thing about expectations, I was thinking about two clients we had over the years. Both were in their late 20s. And one gentleman, he didn't have much dating experience, so he dated maybe in high school and college. And when we have started working with him, literally these were like the first five introduction he had in years. But he took coaching very seriously, and he did everything we have recommended him to do, like starting with pre-selecting ladies, like truly listen to our advice. And I think he didn't turn down a single match we have suggested him. And he went out on all 5 dates with 5 ladies, and all 5 ladies wanted to date him. And he ended up dating one of the ladies, and he ended up marrying her. So for him, these 5 dates were enough. But sometimes we face another situation when a gentleman who didn't have much dating experience within the last 10 years or like ever, and he creates a certain image. He neglects all our coaching points in the sense that we recommend to, for example, go out with this lady, knowing that her personality will work well with his personality, and it can work out. So there won't be awkward moments on their dates, knowing the personality of the lady and the personality of the gentleman. But the man keeps declining ladies, usually because she's not hot enough or she's not young enough, and he goes through the matchmaking process, and at the end, he doesn't get the results he wants, the result he expects. First of all, because he lacks dating experience, and also because he neglects all our tips and suggestions.
Mm-hmm.
We
Yes.
try to persuade not to look for a pretty picture, not to fall for a pretty picture, to understand that it is important to meet in person and to get to know each other, that attraction is built of many layers. It doesn't mean that he has to meet someone unattractive, God forbid. But like expecting that you will fall in love with the picture or will feel chemistry with the picture, that's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I think
Yes.
you know whom I am talking about, but many people fall for these mistakes.
Mm-hmm. And this is exactly like 2 examples of people's behavior. Like, for example, in the first case, you said that the guy who was hoping that we will change criteria during the search, it's exactly what we can't guarantee. We can't guarantee that a guy, he will start the matchmaking process with us, but then during the matchmaking process, he will start to change his expectations, his criteria of the search. So we can guarantee that we will base our interviews, our matchmaking search on the criteria that were put into the agreement.
And he gave us the negative review, the first negative review in
Mhm.
14 years we got from this guy, because he was disappointed that we didn't start introducing him to ladies in their 30s.
So if we will take him as an example, then could we do anything to guarantee him the successful result? Of course not, because from the beginning, he had this in his mind that he will start the matchmaking process, and then during the matchmaking process, he will start trying to change our opinion or our attitude to the ladies we want him introduced.
Not just the attitude, the criteria that we have discussed with him. So all these interviews that we have conducted to get him ladies in their early 40s, middle 40s, and there was one lady in her late 30s who has showed interest in going out with him, and he was 56. And to get those dates, it took like over 100 of interviews in total to talk to over 100 of ladies to pre-select those 5. So we did that work. We got him the matches who were excited to meet him, who were like 15, 12 years younger than he was, very attractive ladies, and they have showed interest. But in his opinion, now we had to cross that part of our work and start from the very beginning, and now introduce him to ladies in their early 30s. So of course, It's not teamwork. And when we start the matchmaking process, we always explain to our clients that it is going to be a teamwork. So the whole team of Cupids and you, we will do our part of the work. We will get you the dates. And now it's your part. You have to not only keep the interest that we have managed to ignite in these ladies to potentially meet you, but you have to grow this interest. Yes, we will give you the tips, but you have to do it, because it won't be Katerina or myself flirting with the lady. So we can't control what comes out of your mouth. What do you say to her? We can't control your attitude. And sometimes when we speak about guarantees, like so often people tell that I didn't feel butterflies, but you have talked for 30 minutes. How can you feel the butterflies? Some people are natural at being very easygoing, very outspoken. You remember that lady, she is a university professor and she teaches in English. So for her, talking to an audience in English, it's a piece of cake. She can do it to 200 students. She can do it to a guy she has just met. It doesn't mean that she has liked him very much. But in the mind of the gentleman, the fact that she is so outspoken and she does all the talking, he can relax during the date, it means that she has already chosen him back.
Yes, and sometimes people mix really a nice attitude with sincere interest exactly to this person. And if you're talking about this first guy who started to change the criteria of the matchmaking process, could we give him any guarantees that he will be successful? Of course, it was his responsibility to use or not to use our recommendations. He decided not to use them. He decided that he knows everything much better than we know. That
he got same results he got before using
yes,
his approach.
Yes, he was not successful in the matchmaking during the matchmaking process, but is that a problem of guarantees? Of course not. It's just because he continues to do the same, hoping to get another result. Of course, it never happens. If you want to get another result, you have to do something in a different way, not like you did it before. He decided that he's not ready to change his priority about the age difference, so he was not successful. And it's not about guarantees, it's about his desire continue looking the lady from his mind, from his portrait that he has painted in his head.
We have guaranteed what we have put into the agreement. So the exact age group, the exact level of language skills, level of education, sometimes hair color, sometimes height. Usually it's about desire to have or not to have kids. It's also interesting. I think last interviews for me, like almost like during every interview, gentlemen were telling me that, oh, but all ladies want to have children and they want to have them like soon, because I want to have them within the next 3 years. So in the mindset of the gentleman, like if he wants to have kids within the next 3 years, for example, a man is in his late 30s or early 40s, like all women want to have children. She's 22, of course she wants to have children within the next 3 years with a guy who is like 18 or 20 years older than she is, or she is 30, for sure she wants to have kids. So sometimes men make so many assumptions, and when we are during the interview start discussing with them that if you want to have children within the next 3 years, then we have to be looking for a lady who wants the same, for whom it is a priority. And they surprise me with this question, but don't all ladies want to have kids within the next 3 years? No.
Yes, sometimes, and you know, I like it when we discuss the criteria of the future search, when a guy is telling she has never been married, doesn't have kids, and want to have kids. And this is one criterion. They want to say that all this we have to put into one criterion because
no. This can be 3 different people.
Of course, it's 3 different people who was not married. It's one criterion that limits the pool of possible potential matches. The next criteria limits it again and again. So it's absolutely 3 different criteria. So sometimes when people want to put everything into one, there can be absolutely different persons that match this criteria, every of these criteria. Of course, I remember not so long ago, I received again an email from a potential client. He said that, what kind of guarantees I can get? Can you guarantee that I will be married in the end of the matchmaking process? I have explained to him, I wrote a very long email. I have explained to him what kind of guarantees we can give, and that nobody in this world can guarantee you that you will fall in love. If someone does it, then you have to run from that company, because it's not true. It's impossible to guarantee such things. I have written him a long email, and after it, he answered me, yes, I understood your explanation. It was very good. I understand now everything. But again, what kind of guarantee can you give me? And I understand that I have to read the same email again and again. So
we can guarantee that you will be introduced to the X number of dates, which is a lot, because people who haven't been dating for a while, they think that, oh, it is a piece of cake to get the dates. And sometimes, actually, like within last several years, it's getting more and more often when gentlemen do not have any dating history and experience at all. Because like since they were in college, things have changed. Online dating, Tinder came, and they try to date there, and they learn it the hard way that it is not that easy to get the dates, and especially the dates with the type of women you are looking for, who match your criteria. So like to get you the dates, we actually save you lots of time. You won't have to go to Tinder, to other apps. You won't have to go to all these numerous dates, to numerous no-show apps, numerous disappointments. You will just go out on a date. So we will save for you this huge part of dating process. Because even when we conduct interviews with the ladies, for example, my client wants to have kids within the next 3, maximum 5 years. And she's a nice girl. She matches the criteria based on the looks. So she has darker hair, darker skin color. She is slim. She's in her early 30s. She has a PhD. She speaks several languages. She is well-traveled. She loves outdoors. So she matches all the criteria my clients want. And I talked to her and I asked her, do you want to have children? And she said that, yes, maybe in 7 to 8 years, closer to when I'm in my late 30s, early 40s, because I want to live in Europe for a few years. I want to travel there. I want to do this. I want to climb my career ladder. Yes, she wants to have a boyfriend and she wants to get married, but for her, like having kids, like in 5, 7, maybe 8 years, she will get to this point. So to introduce this lady to my client for whom like having kids is a priority, because he wants to have them like 3 years maximum, like 5 years, it's a lot. So they will have a problem, even though all the other criteria match. But if they would have met each other on a dating app, for example, he saw her profile, he would go for this date, because she had the looks, all their strong criteria, like all the hard skills, as they call it in recruiting, like, for example, age, education, height, never married, doesn't have kids. So nobody is asking. It's strange to ask with the first question, like, do you want to have kids within the next 3 years? Or do you want to relocate to suburbs? Like nobody is asking it the first line, or during the first date. It will be also quite strange. So it will take them 2, maybe 3 dates to get to this topic, if they want to build some connection. And it can happen that they will build a connection and this topic will be brought up later. So they will invest time, get emotionally invest, and later on they will just get disappointed, because this is an important aspect, and their long-term goals do not align here. So we save our clients lots of time, and we do all these interviews, talk to these ladies to find out if their long-term goals are similar, if their values are similar, to see if there can be a connection. And this saves time, but of course, we can't guarantee that the lady will fall for you, or you will fall for the lady, or that it will be mutual, because sometimes a gentleman likes a lady and the lady after the date tells that, you know what, I was bored, or he was too skinny, like judging by his photos, I thought that he would be more muscled. So it is life, it happens.
Mm-hmm. And I think that sometimes people are so fixed on that guarantees that they call. They really want to get them that they don't think is if it is possible to get them in the exact case. So they just want that guarantees, even if you explain to them the reasons, even if you explain to them what kind of guarantees you can give. Anyway, they are fixed on that understanding of guarantees, that if I start this process, it has to be successful, and I need guarantees that I will be married. And they don't even analyze what will be between starting of the process and the fact that he will be married. And of course, if it is a successful matchmaking process, if you invest a lot of, not a lot, if you invest enough time, energy, emotions into it, if you listen to all the recommendations that professionals give you, if you implement them, if you think about the feedback that you get after the dates, if you do all this, then really your chances to build the relationship in the end are very high. So why these chances, why they're not so strong for you like that guarantees? If you do everything that the matchmaking company and the professionals give you and recommend you, you will get a successful relationship. So give that guarantee to yourself. You can speak with yourself and give this guarantee that if I start this matchmaking process, I guarantee to myself that I will listen to all the recommendations, that I will take the
implement all the recommendations. Because it's one
yeah.
thing to listen, Katerina. We have seen it with you multiple times when people nod and say, yes, yes, you are right. But then they go out on dates and they do the opposite.
Yeah, so you can guarantee to yourself that you will listen to the recommendations, you will implement all the tips, advice, recommendations that you get. You will take the good quality feedback into consideration. So you will think about it and you will change your dating strategy if it is necessary. You will meet with all ladies that the company is offering me, because it's not random ladies, it's ladies who were pre-selected during the matchmaking search, that were interviewed, that match the criteria of the search, that are interested to be introduced to you. So if you do all this, then you can give this guarantee to yourself that if I do this, if I invest all my emotions, everything to it, I will be in a relationship, that this matchmaking process will be successful for me. You don't need these guarantees from us. It's something that you can guarantee to yourself, that you will do all this and you will have the successful matchmaking process.
I would say that 70% depends on your attitude. Yes, sometimes circumstances can also influence the result. For example, we have introduced a gentleman to a lady, and it was during like lockdowns, COVID, and it was already possible to travel. And the gentleman was from Germany, but he has decided that they will wait till everything will get back to normal and they will continue their communication by Zoom and Skype. I've told him, I have warned that gentleman, we had multiple conversations, that you can't build a relationship only online. You have to meet offline, because you will grow unrealistically high expectations. And real date with a real person, it won't be humanly possible to reach those expectations that two of you will create in your heads. And of course, like after 10 months of having only Zoom dates, they have met, and they both were disappointed, because she in her head has created multiple scenarios. He in his head has created multiple scenarios, and reality, it didn't match what they have created within this 10 months. I have warned both of them that you have to meet 2-3 months top into this acquaintance offline, and it was possible. But you know, people think that they will be this lucky exception. So rules won't work for us. Like our love and our connection is so strong and magical that it will overcome all the difficulties, and we will meet 10 months after, and things will work well for us.
It's a huge problem that people very often think that it will not happen to me. So everything, it's somewhere with someone, but it will not happen with me, because I know myself, I know how to behave, I know what I feel, I'm sure that I see what she feels. So he's making conclusions for both of them. He decides everything for both of them. And of course, in the end, he's disappointed. But of course,
she's disappointed.
And he's disappointed, yes.
But nobody has, people hire us for our experience and expertise, not only for our database. And we share our experience and our expertise that 2-3 months, you can grow this anticipation by doing Zoom calls, if you're talking about the first meeting. But after that, you have to meet, because talking for 6 months or for 1 year with a person you have never met offline, that's not healthy. Chances that it will grow into a relationship, they are very, very slim. 2-3 months, it can be a good idea, especially for people who haven't been dating for a while, who are shy. You can overcome this shyness, you can get used to each other, which was, by the way, the case with that gentleman. But after that, you have to bring this acquaintance offline. 2-3 months after top. If you don't think that you have the time to do it, you don't have the assets to do it, then don't start a long distance relationship, because you will waste your time, you will waste your energy, you will waste your heart, and you can be very turned off of dating. I wanted to give another example very quickly to discuss it with you. You will remember who I'm talking about. We have worked with a gentleman, a younger gentleman in his late 20s, I think, and we have introduced him to several ladies, and he didn't have much dating experience before that. So you could tell that these were like his first dates in a while, or like ever. And in his case, I think sometimes people get too drunk, I would say, with all the beauty and with all the attention, and they become choosier and pickier with each date. So, okay, this girl, she has a fantastic personality, like I like her, let's call her Yelena, but for example, she doesn't have the blue eyes of Marina. Can you get me someone with the personality of Yelena, the eyes of Marina, and the hair color of Irina? And I want her to have English, like for example, Christina. And can you make me this Frankenstein? Oh, and I want her to be a Gemini. So please do that. And instead, because all people, we all have our strengths and our weaknesses. Instead of concentrating on getting to know every lady, and yes, appreciated that we are all human beings. And for example, one lady, she has a great personality, but she has brown eyes. And another lady, yes, she has blue eyes, but maybe she's not so bubbly. And here you can compare how you feel during different dates. But you to start looking for like this perfect image when you take parts of real people and try to glue them together, that's insane.
Yes, and I don't know, when people are asking about that, if they really think that it is possible, because otherwise they would not ask. I don't know, how do they think that it is possible that we will make this new Frankenstein, like you said correctly, and introduce him to her. When they are asking about it, it's even difficult to say that he really believes in it. It's like, I don't know, he's sending his request to nowhere, or what he wants to get in return. So I'm
it's
sorry, maybe
such a huge it's always such a huge disappointment to me when, for example, people turn down great chances to be happy and be in love. For example, this lady, she has showed interest in you, so she's genuinely interested to get to know you. She liked the way you look, and you like your hair, you like your personality. So you have spent like 3 hours on a date talking about random things that both of you like. Okay, she doesn't have blue eyes. But why on earth are you concentrating on these instead of appreciating all the positive aspects about your date? I always recommend clients to write down 5 things that they like about their dates, that they liked about their date. Not negatives, just the positive. And one of our clients, he told me that, you know what, later on, I've understood why you didn't ask me to write down the negative things. Because usually I think so much about things I didn't like that I don't pay much attention on the things I like. And after I have written down, like, and all the date, I was thinking about things I liked because I knew that you would ask me for the homework. And it turned out that I had a fantastic date, that she had a great sense of humor, she's intelligent, that she's attractive, that she has a nice laugh, that we didn't have awkward moments. So I had a good date.
Mhm.
So sometimes people concentrate so much on negative things, like, for example, her hair is not so long as the hair of the other girl, or she didn't wear a skirt but jeans and the other girl wear a dress, that they miss all the fantastic things to really like and appreciate.
Yes, it's a pity when people concentrate on negative qualities and they don't see everything positive that the person in front of you has. So, and of course, if we are talking about guarantees, then we can give this advice to you now, that concentrate only on positive things that you see in a person, even if it doesn't work between you, even if you become just good friends after that. But you can communicate with a new person. What can be more interesting? So concentrate on positive things, and again, give these recommendations and these guarantees to yourself. To concentrate on positive things, to have good dates, even if they don't lead into to relationship. Anyway, you will have a good date,
Well,
and
all dates can't lead to a relationship. After all,
of
there
course,
will be just one date with one lady that will lead to a relationship, that will lead to marriage. But dating other people can also help you boost your flirting skills, your
mhm,
communication skills, and you can actually learn what type of a woman you need.
yes. And it comes only with experience, so it doesn't come from nowhere. Every your date is a step closer to the person with whom you can build a really long-term relationship, who can become your wife. You have to get this right attitude, right expectations when you go on every date. And of course, it's not the question of guarantees. It's only what you have in your head, in your mind, and what kind of mood you have when you go on a date. So what we can do from our side is to give you everything that is necessary
I
to
wanted to
have.
suggest to give the list. Let's create like the list of 5 to 10 guarantees that we can as a conclusion to this
Mhm,
video. So I will
mhm,
start with the first one, that we can guarantee the exact number of dates, that you will get 5 or 10 dates, that you won't have to hunt for those dates, that we will introduce you to 5 to 10 people during their exact number of time. So timing that we put into the agreement, that these ladies will match the criteria that we have discussed with you and put on paper, not those criteria that you have in your head, like additionally, but those that we have discussed and put there. Because if, for example, we match all the criteria and then you tell that, oh, and she has to be blonde. No, it
mhm.
doesn't work that way. So this, for example, that she speaks English, that she is never married, that she wants to have kids within the next 3 to 5 years. So we can't guarantee that she will want to have these kids with you after 2 dates, but we can guarantee that this is among her long-term goals. After talking to our psychologists, matchmakers, we have found this out. Katerina, what else can we guarantee? I have named 3.
We can guarantee that the lady we are introducing you to, she's interested to be introduced to you. It's very important. So
Yes,
sometimes when
excited. She saw your photo and she didn't run away screaming.
yes,
Guys probably won't believe it, but not all ladies will find you attractive, and it's okay.
sometimes guys forget that not only they are choosing, but ladies they also choose. So it's very important. Guarantee, to be honest, that we guarantee that a lady will be interested to communicate with you and to meet you. So it's a very important guarantee that you get. Also, we can guarantee that you will get all the necessary recommendations, that we will
5.
give you all recommendations, tips, advice, everything that you need about dating in general, about our culture, because you're going to meet Ukrainian ladies. So everything that you need to make this search successful. So we give it from our side, and we give you an opportunity to implement it into your dating strategy.
I can also add that we guarantee you this will be 6, that you will get the team of true cheerleaders, because we really cheer for every client till the end, even when the client tries to be very difficult and calls Katerina at 1 a.m. in the morning to complain that chairs are not comfortable in the hotel. We still try to switch his mind into the positive, healthy direction so that the next day he will have a good date. So we always try to not work till you get married, but to try to do our best despite the unhealthy attitude of the gentleman or his destructive actions. So we have one of the rules of Diolli.com that we are responsible for a client if we have said yes to him. So if we have signed the contract, if we have taken care of the client, of course we will follow the rules, because they were created to make the process efficient and to make sure that both parties understand what to expect, but we will still do our best in the interest of a client.
And also we guarantee you that you will get a good quality, honest feedback during the process about your dates, about your communication with dates. So this feedback will be really honest, because we want you to be successful in what you are doing. And only when you get an honest feedback, you can change something, you can add something into your behavior, or maybe you have some topics that you bring up from date to date and they are wrong topics. So you will get a good quality feedback.
You can actually learn your pattern. It's very important. People always underestimate the importance of this feedback of the third party, professional third party, because people can think that, oh, I'm a blast to be on a date because I'm this talkative, easygoing guy and everybody likes me. And then we send this guy on dates and 3 ladies or 4 ladies give same feedback that he's talking all the time. And he talks about everything about himself, and he's so self-centered, and he didn't give me a chance to like ask him a single question or to share a single story. So I didn't enjoy the date at all. And when you hear it from several ladies, you understand that there is a pattern, and sometimes people don't even notice it. Or when a guy tries to be very nice and he listens very attentively to what she says passively, and in his opinion, he does this active listening, and he has asked her like 2 questions. And the lady later tells that, you know what, I had to entertain him the whole date because he was just sitting there staring at me. And when you hear it from multiple ladies, you see that there is a problem, and we can help a client fix it. Of course, if he feels ready to listen the critique and to adjust his attitude, his strategy, his actions to get the results he wants. So feedback is very important.
Also, we can guarantee that the ladies will get the right coaching too during the process, that our psychologist, matchmaker, they will communicate with the lady too and will help her to also to work on your relationship, to understand the differences between the cultures, or to help you in different conflicts that you have, if you have them, of course, because sometimes it can be, we are all human beings and different things happen in our life. So the ladies, they will get a good coaching too.
And I will add the last one, I think, and we will wrap it up, as one of our ex-clients who is happily married, and he has written us a very nice review below one of our YouTube videos. He has written that at Diolli, they give your so-called post service because he was already engaged to his now wife, and we have already fulfilled our contract, but he still, and she, from time to time, they asked for certain advices and for certain recommendations, especially when he was about to meet her family for the very first time, like her big family, like all the aunties, uncles, and all the grandparents. And he has written such a nice comment that even after like we got engaged and later on married, I know that I can tag them and ask something, and they will always help. They really care, and we really are always open to communicate and help all our ex-clients. And so, of course, it works both ways. if a gentleman complains about nasty chairs
Mhm.
and writes nasty stuff about like our team just because he didn't like the chair, or for example, they didn't serve a rabbit at the restaurant. Or I remember a female client, she wanted our psychologist to go and reserve a sunbed for her
Mhm.
because she was about to have a date by the pool. So of course, we're all a human being and it works both ways. So we are happier that I would say that 98% of our clients, they are very respectful, kind, and fantastic human beings. 2%, I hope that they have just faced us at the wrong moment during the wrong phase of their life. Maybe it was like the moon was next to the wrong planet, and this is why they behaved the way they have behaved. Like one lady has told me not so long ago that she has talked to me for 30 minutes and she was not impressed.
Mhm.
When I have asked her like, and what were her expectations, so it was the first consultation, she said that she has expected that I would show her a catalog of hot Spanish businessmen and she would pick the best. And I haven't suggested her a single hot Spanish businessman within 30 minutes. So she was not impressed. So we can't guarantee that you will be impressed by a Spanish hot male businessman. We can't guarantee you that there always will be rabbit in the restaurant because we don't own a restaurant. But all the 10 points that we have discussed with Katerina, we can guarantee you that, and we truly deliver it to all our clients. We can't guarantee you that you will fall in love with the picture. We can't guarantee you that you will feel butterflies in the stomach. We can't guarantee you that you will have this feeling that now I'm ready to get married, because sometimes men in their 50s, late 40s approach us and they tell that they never felt ready to get married, but maybe now they will meet a traditional Ukrainian lady and they will feel like getting married. Well, we can't guarantee this either. But what we can guarantee is the exact number of dates, with the type of ladies we have agreed with you, ladies who are excited to meet you, who know that, for example, you have been married or you have 3 kids, or you are Sagittarius, or you live in Alaska, etc. We can guarantee you only practical dating tips and advice that actually work, that were proven by years. We can't guarantee you that you will be the lucky exception who will marry a lady who would be like 35 years younger than you are and will be willing to have your babies straight away. We can't guarantee that, but we can guarantee you that we can really help you improve your dating strategy, change your dating patterns if they are unhealthy, and get better with dating.
Yes, and we hope that you from your side will take all this into consideration, you will implement, and you will value, by the way, all amount of work that we do for you, because for us it's not just a service that we provide to you, it's we really want you to be successful in relationship. We really want you to build a family in the future. If you want kids, that you will have them with a special lady. So we really value all our clients, and it's not just words for us. So we hope that you will use all our experience and you will be successful.
We wish you lots of love, and we will see you in the next video. And by the way, if you want to get the first free interview with our matchmakers, you can fill in the form at our website. The link is below this video. You can request the first free consultation where we will talk about your dating pattern, your dating strategy, and if international dating is something that we can recommend you to do. We wish you lots of love. Bye, guys.
Bye.